It's time for another segment of the Laws of Light. We're going to talk about the quality of light. You'll get to see my beautiful model. We've got a great giveaway this month. It's a Sound Shark, a preamp, and a couple of lights in a bag. So get over to theslantlens.com and sign up. Hi, this is JP Morgan. Today on the Slanted Lens, we're going to continue the laws of light. We're going to move beyond just a ball, a cube, and a cylinder to a person. You know, it's interesting. I'm standing here on set with a beautiful woman off to my right side. But because there is no light, you can't see her. Light becomes the thing that defines, creates, and gives us an image. So when we turn on the light, there she is. It's so fascinating to me because everyone thinks that the camera is our tool, that somehow the camera is what makes imagery for us. It records imagery, but it does not create the images. Light creates the image. The camera can be on all day, but until there is light on her face, we will never see her. So the camera isn't our tool, light is our tool. We have to learn to use light as a tool to create great imagery. An artist, when he draws a line, just simply draws a line with a pencil. It's so easy, it's so simple. But for a photographer, if we want a line somewhere, we have to create that line by manipulating the light. If an artist wants to shade an area in, he just simply shades it in. If a photographer wants a shaded area, we've either got to subtract light or add light to fill in that area. So today on the Slanted Lens, we're going to look at the next step in our lighting journey, and that is quality of light. What qualities does light have on a human face? Each of us uses light and it has different qualities. Every time we photograph something, every time we do a video of something, we're using the quality of light that exists, or we create quality of light. So it's important for us to understand what the quality of light is, what it looks like, and how we can create it. So first off, most of the things we've been doing, the ball, cube, and cylinder, have mostly been pinpoint or hard source light. You know a pinpoint or hard source light because we see the sun every day. Sun is a very small source of light. Even though it's a huge ball, it's a long ways away, which gives us a very, very small pinpoint source of light. Now, if that sun got really close to us, it would become a huge source of light. It would become much softer. But because it's so far away, it is very pinpoint and gives us a pinpoint source of light. On her face, you can tell when you have a hard source of light or a pinpoint source of light. Look at the shadows on her face. The transition is really quick. It goes from a highlight on her cheek, which is really pretty, into a very stark, deep shadow almost immediately. That means we have a pinpoint or a hard source of light. Now, you can soften a hard source of light by simply bouncing light back into it and opening up the side of her face. Makes a huge difference. But the source is still hard and the shadows still transition very quickly. It's also to remember, if we think back to our ball, is that we've got a shadow side, we've got a highlight side, we've got the core, which is that dark area right down the middle where you make the transition, and then we have what's called an instant highlight. And if you look on her cheek right there, there's an instant highlight on her cheek. An instant highlight with a hard light is much smaller than it is with a diffused light. So that instant highlight is a very, very hard and a very small point. And you see it just slightly on her cheek here. That's why sometimes with harder light, people look a little more shiny, because this instant highlights are a lot more specular. They're a lot more hard on the face. But now if we take this light and we turn it away from her, bounce it into a card, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to give myself more light, pull this in. Look at Lori's face. It's changed completely. It's beautiful, and there's several things that are happening here. We still have our highlight side, we still have a shadow side, but when you have a soft light like this, the transition between highlight to shadow is much softer. It's not so quick. It transitions much more slowly. The shadows eat away a little more slowly. And so that transition, you don't get the hard lines on the cheeks and things. It's just a much softer transition. We still have a specular highlight on that camera on this side of her face, but the specular highlight is much softer. It's not going to be near as hard. We're not going to see it as well. I might not be able to see it at all, actually. There's a misconception about a soft source of light. Most people think that if you have a big soft source, that somehow it wraps around. We use that term all the time. It wraps around the subject. Light cannot turn the corner. Light cannot turn around and see something that it can't visibly see. It has to be in a position to see that side of the face. So because it's a large source, this side of the source is seeing this side of her face and opening up the shadows. It's like a darkroom. If you have two doors on a darkroom with a little snake that goes through it, you don't have to have a door. Light can't go around the corners unless it bounces off the walls. You paint it black, Light can't go around the corner. You can walk through, you never have to have a closed door. It's the same thing with a person. If the light is going to see this side of her face, it has to have a portion of the box, soft box, or the source that sees this side of her face. Now I can take the light and I can bounce the light back into the subject, you know, but that now is creating a bounce, and I'm now taking the light here, bouncing it here, and bouncing it back into the subject, and now I can see that side of her face. But with just the source alone, it will not look around the side of her face. Enough of that. I beat that dead horse already. Why was that horse dead anyway? Who killed the horse? So the quality of light also communicates emotion. A hard light is going to be much more strong and it's going to be more intimidating. A soft light is going to be more inclusive. It's going to be a lot more friendly. You know, so light does communicate. The quality of light does help to communicate. We'll talk more about that in a future segment. So let's identify some different kinds of quality of light that we see in the world around us. Obviously, the very first one we've talked about already is the sun, a pinpoint source. The question came up, is the moon a pinpoint source or is it a soft source? The moon is a pinpoint source because the sun may bounce off the moon, but the moon is so far away, if you expose correctly for it, it gives you very hard shadows and a pretty hard light, so it's a pinpoint source. Working in the shadows, though, under a tree is more of a soft light. It's a soft light because the sun can't look around the tree. The sun has to hit something and bounce back in underneath the tree, and that gives you a soft source. Now, if what the sun is hitting is a very reflective source, like we're working down by the Disney concert hall and it's got that silver building, the sun comes off from that, it's a very pinpoint source because it's coming off from that one little spot where the sun hits the metal and reflects directly on the person. It's not diffusing it at all. It's not softening it out at all. One of the reasons people love photographing at a window is, generally speaking, the light coming in is a reflected or a soft source. Remember, generally speaking, hard sources are a direct light source and soft sources are a bounce light or a reflected off from something or with something in front of it so it diffuses it. Because most light starts out as a hard single point source, but then you have to diffuse it. You put a softbox on it. You bounce it off from a reflector. It bounces off from a wall. The sun is a hard source, but it bounces off from a wall into the shade. Now you have a soft source. So there's the quality of light. So share some of your thoughts about quality of light. Show us examples on our Facebook group of here's this quality of light, here's that quality of light. Share those thoughts with our group so they can learn from the images that you have and the things that you've seen. Look at it as you walk around each day. Think about, wow, look at the quality there. Look at the quality here. Start to see light in the terms of quality and how it can really communicate with your subject and where you can photograph. And you'll find that really opens some doors for you. So keep those cameras rolling. Keep on clicking. I had a great opportunity this week to sit down and mentor one of the Slanted Lens viewers. It was fabulous to help him look at his craft and to get better, to set a path and course and goals on what he needed to do to improve the work that he was doing and be able to move himself to the next level. If you want that kind of mentoring experience, check out theslanteddlens.com. You can sign up for an opportunity to sit down with me and I will one-on-one help you improve the work that you're doing. Make sure you subscribe to the Slanted Lens and sign up for our newsletter and join our Facebook group. We got a lot going on over here.